Good afternoon. My name is Derrick Harris, and over the past year and a half, I was Tom's commanding officer. Prior to that, I had the opportunity to work with Tom at different special events or even deployments while we were on the MERT unit. Tom was the very definition of community liaison officer and had his finger on the pulse of the events that occurred in downtown Milwaukee. From his award-winning work with homeless outreach, troubleshooting downtown problems, or his vast ability to connect to different networks of friends and associates in the downtown area. He was excellent in his field of work, and he would put other people's needs and challenges first. So when it was announced that the DNC was coming to Milwaukee, and I was tasked with developing a security plan and response, Tom was one of my first choices to join the task force. For those of you that don't know Tom, when he starts doing something, he puts 200% effort into it. He's laser focused, and he gets things done right. If you don't know, Tom was very proficient in his task. At one point during the DNC, Tom had over 150 agencies from across Wisconsin and another 40 from across the country committed to come to Milwaukee to help. That's a monumental task, as every agency had its unique personalities. But this is Tom's realm. This is where he was able to flourish, with his ability to manage and deal with a multitude, with a lot of people being very high maintenance. Tom was able to deal with it. I will never be the same, nor do I want to. But I must remember the good times with Tom, the funny stories, and not about Tom's final actions. I must remember the good Tom. Tom was my brother, someone's son, a brother, co-worker and friend, who was fearful and in pain, and he will be missed every day. We work hard to mitigate threats, but we also must continue to develop a plan to deal with another threat. These threats we cannot face alone. The real threat is depression. The real threat is loneliness. The threat is helplessness. The threat is feeling like there's no way out. Just like we recognize crime trends, we must recognize these threats and work together to fight against them. We must be able to genuinely care for each other, which sometimes means having uncomfortable conversations with people that we say we love. Even having those conversations before we know they're going through something. We must remove any stigma and look for help from other professionals. Tom sent us the message, and if we can do anything to honor his memory, I suggest the first thing we do is please take care of each other.